Welcome to Sheffield. So I suspect a number of you are Sheffield people anyway. So, a beautiful city. I've only been here once before, but last time was at the World Snooker Championships in 1997, and most of what's out there wasn't built then, so it looks very nice. So a bit of housekeeping. My name's Nick Puntis, by the way. I'm chair of GSUK UK and represent a number of trustees, which I'll introduce to you in a minute. But housekeeping, there are no practice fire alarms. So if there's a fire alarm, we've got to calmly get up and walk out of that door to the front. Unless we can't do that, in which case there are a number of exits here, and the assembly point is in the front of the hotel, in the little car park area at the front. Okay, right, our trustees that we have here today, and if you could stand up and just wave. Jane, where's Jane? Oh, Jane. You were over there a minute ago. Jane Bressington, I think most of you probably know her, or a lot of you know Jane. David Falconer, who's at the, there he is at the back. Sheena, our secretary, there she is, Sheena. Alex Jacobs, who is a new trustee, joined as a trustee last trustees meeting? Yeah, so 3 or 4 months ago, and he's offering us some media help and charity help, etc. Comes from that background, so you can say a bit more a bit later on. Okay. All right. And Judith, our life president, is here with us today as well. Judith's a found. No, she's not a trustee. But she's still very, very important to us as a charity. So we're pleased that Judith and David, her husband, are here as well, who helps with our IT side. And of course Sharon Bethel, who has organised this meeting today and organises most of our meetings, along with David as well now. So thank you again, Sharon. Right, a few things. At the back of the room behind you are 3 flip charts, and they've got the 3 drugs: imatinib, regorafenib, and Sutent, which are the 3 line drugs that our cancers are treated with. What we'd like you to do, if you're on any of those drugs and you have side effects, if you could grab one of the little post-it pads and write on there what your side effect is, and also if you have any remedies for those side effects. We're trying to put together from all of these meetings a management plan that we can share with everybody about the drugs, what they do to you, and what you do to try and help you with what they do to you. And then we can share it with the whole of the GIST community. So you don't have to put your names on it. We just want to know what it is that, you know, it affects you. So that would be good if you could do that. We also have evaluation forms like we always do on the desk. They'll be there at the end of the day, and they are for you to tell us what you thought of today and what improvements you think that we could do to make these types of meetings better for you. So any suggestions that you might have, please put them on those forms. And also, we're always looking for people to help us, because we're all volunteers and we need help in all sorts of areas, whether it's helping with charity work or knowing about the way that charities work, or IT, or events, or anything like that. Anything you think, social media, anything that, or the interweb machine, as I like to call it. So anything like that anybody thinks they can offer to help, please write them on the evaluation forms as well. We're also looking for trustees, new trustees. So, you know, that again, if anybody's got a bit more time that they can offer, they'll be very gratefully received. Talking of charities and raising money, there are certain companies out there that have social responsibilities. Some of you might work for companies that nominate charities of the year, and in that case, obviously raise a lot of money for that charity of the year. Don't forget Just Support UK. We have Emma here from UK TV, and they very kindly nominated us as their charity of the year and raised a significant amount of money. So it's a good way that to help us run these meetings, but more importantly, or equally as importantly, helps us do more work with regard to research grants and hopefully to find a cure for GIST, which is basically what everybody here wants. Okay, today's programme. By popular demand, and this came through the evaluation forms last time, we've introduced the roundtable discussions. What we were told, and what we have been told in a number of meetings, is that people that come would like to spend more time talking to each other about their own experiences. some don't, and that's fine. But those that do, when you talk about your experiences, you'll find that other people will say, yes, that happened to me. And yes, what I did to help me with that was, and it just encourages people to understand the journey that they're going through, maybe look at a little bit of the future. So somebody's been through a further down that path than you are at the moment. You might not experience what they've experienced, but at least it will help you take that path and the journey that we're all on, the ones of us that are suffering from GIST. So we've introduced that, and we've given an hour and a bit for this roundtable discussion. The trustee will be on each table, and we've got a crib sheet, so we'll follow a fairly structured format to that, but it really is led by you. So, you know, speak up if you're happy to, and you'll find it very valuable. And of course, let us know what you thought of that element of the meeting on the evaluation forms. Then we've got Jane and Dr. Karen Sisley talking about research. So that's all I'll say for now, but they'll be telling you. Then 1 o'clock lunch, 2:30. Could I ask you to be back here promptly for 2:30, because we've got a presentation by the MDT team in Sheffield. And basically, MDT, multidiscipline team, they will look and give us a mock-up of an MDT. So they'll give some case studies of patients and how they discuss a patient, how they discuss their treatment paths, and it will be very, very useful. I know Barry here has seen that happen with one of his charity meetings that he went to. There you are, Barry, and it was excellent. So, you know, we're very excited about that. And they will leave some time for questions at the end. So you'll have a whole host of very qualified medical professionals here to ask questions of. And then hopefully we'll finish around 4 o'clock for tea and coffee. So if we start then, what we'd need is 6 tables. So the tables that have got quite a few people on, if the ones that are on the threes, if you can join some other tables to make 6 tables, or 5 actually, 5 tables of people, and then we can, a trustee will join you and we'll start the discussions.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question to the group as well?
Yeah, of course.
I'm Exxon 9 and I take 2 tablets a day, 800 milligrams. I just wondered if anyone else is taking the same, that I can sit on their table.
I used to do Exxon 9 years.
Actually, that is a good idea. I'll tell you what. See, look, we're learning already. The evaluation form hasn't been introduced yet, and we're learning already. Those of you that are on imatinib, put your hands up. Quite a few. Right, okay. If you can remember those, maybe you would all like to be on the same table. Those that you're on Sutent. Nobody on Sutent? Okay, regorafenib? Only the one. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, that means, in that case, stay where you are, because I think there was at least one of each imatinib, or 2 of each imatinib on a table. If you want to swap, fine. But other than that, we've got a lot to talk about.
There were 3 that are Exxon 9, did you say, and on imatinib? Yeah.
So if you want to get on the same table. Yeah.
Is there anybody else with a question of a similar nature before we move that has a particular question about their type of GIST?
There are a lot of people, I'm sure there are lots of people that are not on any drugs at all. I don't know if that's relevant.
Okay, yeah.
Just if I had no follow-up treatment at all.
Who's not on anything? Perhaps that's a good point to sit together then if you're not on anything.
Yeah, I think what we'll find is we've got a whole lot of very different, paths. So, if you feel you'd like to join a table or during your discussion you're thinking, actually this table doesn't offer me anything that will help me, then by all means move to another table. So we'll keep it open. Right.